In a Chicago park, a week before the convention, well-organized young dissidents practice maneuvers to be used against police lines. They expect trouble in their attempt to dramatize their protest against what they term increasingly repressive government machinery.
We don't expect to make self-defense experts in people in a week, but we'd like to perhaps give them some techniques that might serve them, something, and get them thinking about defending themselves or protecting themselves against possible violence. We are not going out to fight the cops. I mean, we basically hope that this is going to be a non-violent situation in this park. However, if the violence comes, we will soak it up.
Chicago, always an exciting city, is this week the most exciting city in the nation. Here history is being made, for the decisions reached at the Democratic National Convention will influence the course of national and world events. We cannot condemn those who are impatient with society's failure to bridge the gap between the material and social progress. But we cannot resign ourselves to the proposition that civil protest must lead to death and devastation.
The Yippie contingent is in Chicago to do their thing under the leadership of Abby Hoffman.
I think if people stay in the park, they'll be okay. They'll be treated with respect by the police. In fact, they'll be held up as models of the ideal protesters. Those people that, those yippies that march on the amphitheater or go downtown or sit in restaurants or demand their rights, they'll be risking their life, that's right. These cops here are tough. They'd kill you with a smile. Shoot to kill daily, And it's difficult. I mean, some people want to go this way, some people want to go this way, and they say that those people are interfering with their thing, but somehow it works out. I mean, everybody is allowed to do their thing. If some people storm the amphitheater, they storm the amphitheater. Some people want to swim naked in the lake, they swim naked in the lake. Other people want to smoke dope. Other people want to go and tell the cops what we're doing, that's good. The cops want to come down and beat our heads, that's it. I mean, it's all conceived as a total theater, with everyone becoming an actor.
The poor people's wagons arrived to join the protest, a small part of the enlarging mass. There are moderate liberals, professional agitators, anti-war groups, revolutionaries, flower people, draft resistors, militants, and many who find a personal involvement far beyond their original intention. The Conrad Hilton Hotel is the hub of delegate activity in Chicago. There are two leading contenders for the nomination, Vice President Hubert Humphrey and Senator Eugene McCarthy. Many young people, new to politics, are angered by the belief that Humphrey's choice is a foregone conclusion, while their man, McCarthy, doesn't stand a chance. Another group in Chicago is the National Guard. They are equipped with full field gear, including rifles, flamethrowers, and bazookas to help keep the peace. The Guard has a clearly defined role in civil disturbances to provide assistance to local authorities. They are a restraining force, not an aggressive one. Their training stresses their commitment to a holding action rather than arrest and confinement.
Next time when a man calls you up, which he's going to do about 2 or 3 more times this year. And next summer it's even going to be worse because this is perpetuating itself. The people are taking back their country. And when we start taking back our country from the 3% that owns the country, you're going to have to decide, are you going to load this thing and use it? If you're not going to load this thing and use it, then you ought to put it down. And if you're scared of the military, which I was not, when they call me to come in and they say go over there and die for your country while my people were starving, while you were starving in a middle-class poverty, I said no. I said no for you. I said no for me. And I came here from New York to try to tell you. And I just came here to go over and talk and say, I didn't want to do a thing. Not right now. I don't want to get my gun now. My gun's at home.
Violence erupts many times during the week of the Democratic National Convention in Chicago, 1968. Peaceful, purposeful protest becomes angry, confused riot. The confrontations are dramatized for millions of Americans on television. They are prominently featured in news media around the world. The violence is shocking and difficult to explain. Is this a police riot, or is it the enforcement of law and order?